of the CeMAT conference is well underway, and one of the speakers is here next to me, which is Ishan Galapathy. Good afternoon, how are you?
Very well, Riza. Lovely to see events back on and people joining these sessions, isn't it?
Oh, it's very surreal, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I just hope that we've seen the worst of whatever we saw in the last 2 years and we're returning back to whether this is the new normal or the old normal. I just hope we can all get along with doing whatever we have been doing.
That's right, face to face, hopefully.
I know.
Now, Ishan, I've got something special in my hand here, which is your second book called Advance, Essential Elements to Supercharge Productivity and Profitability. Could you please explain exactly what that is?
Yeah, I'll try to give a brief explanation. So my background is nearly 2.5 decades in manufacturing. And majority of that I've been working in helping large multinationals to improve productivity and profitability. Operational excellence is the big, like the fancy word. But what that gave me, Riza, is when I was traveling the world, I saw that people were doing this with all too complicated, or making it too complicated. We don't need the jargon and complex frameworks. So this book was born out of how do I help particularly our Aussie manufacturing sector in an easy to understand, jargon-free, how do you play the game that the big multinational companies play to improve productivity and profitability.
Are there procrastinators, would you say?
The small businesses?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're procrastinators. I think what happens is there's so much to do, we just get overwhelmed. And what I do know for a fact is when businesses grow, the top line, the complexity grows faster than the top line. So you're kind of just going from hand to mouth, and what you used to do in 4 days, now you're struggling to catch up even with overtime on a Saturday, and you don't have time to look at systems or processes. You're looking at, Industry 4, I better go down the technology path, do some fancy technological or software, and that's what businesses do, but they don't realize is it's not the lack of technology, it's not the lack of software or ERP or any of those things. It's the lack of systems is basically what's getting them to in that situation. So I'm not saying I'm not anti-technology. Certainly there is a place for it, but there are some quick wins if you can plug in some of these concepts that they can drop the water level from here and breathe easy.
Just for a little bit. Ishan, you are about to deliver that speech in a couple of hours' time. What are some of the key points which you wish to make?
Yeah, this is all about engaging our employees, the shop floor employees. And a lot of businesses think that it is hard to engage. I think, yes, that's true, but that's because of the way we have tried to go about engaging them. And this, the bottom layer of the organization, the shop floor employees, they're not the hardest to engage. They're quite easy to engage with some of the tips that I'm about to share. So if you work with some of that middle management and your frontline leaders, life does become quite easy, and there is light at the end of the tunnel.
That's always good to know. Well, thank you so much, Ishan. Such a pleasure to meet you here in person. Good luck at your speech, and hopefully we'll run into you soon.
Yeah, very much. And can I quickly share? There is a free PDF if people want to download and understand. If they go to advancebook.com.au, they can download that free PDF. Look at all the framework and the fundamentals that I talk about.
Lovely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Risa.